Hey guys, it's Marissa. I first want to apologize for the lighting, the scenery, the fact that I coincidentally wore a Drexel sweater for this video, but I am going to talk to you about the major I chose and why I chose it, what made me get involved with fashion, much like the video that Missy did. We have been getting several asks, as you may have saw, about how to exactly get involved and what to study, and also what the experience at Drexel is like because it is a very well-known school for their fashion program. So basically, I got started in fashion very, very young. My oldest sister is quite the tomboy, and I guess by rebellion, I just became super interested in how I looked and dressed and stuff. So I had a very vested interest in that very young. My parents bought me drawing paper when I was like third or fourth grade, and I would spend like hours in my room drawing. I watched every TV show and read every fashion magazine that I could because I really, really honestly wanted to go into design, and that was something that I really had set my heart to, and I've always been a very driven person, so even from a young age, that's the goal I set for myself. But as I got older, I also became involved and interested in music, which kind of leads to this bigger picture of what I study at Drexel, and that's marketing. And I'm also going to minor in retail, possibly a language, and I'm also going to get a certificate in brand management. So I chose marketing in general without any specific concentration for a couple of reasons. The first one is I am not entirely sure that I just want to do fashion. I know that I want to go into event planning. I know I would love to do PR and marketing and kind of everything that envelopes that. But because of my involvement as a booking agent and as someone who just is really involved in the music scene, I knew that I wanted something that I could kind of work with both things. So that's why I chose marketing. I chose retail because I couldn't minor in design and merchandising. You can't do that at Drexel. I think because it's such a big program, it's very intensive, also very hard to get into. So they definitely keep it selective. And I chose retail because I can take classes like e-commerce and marketing and retail, so I can have that experience and have the knowledge that if I want to go into, design, that I can be prepared academically. Brand management is a certificate. It's a very, very low commitment. I only need to take 2 extra classes outside of my core marketing classes, and it's basically just how literally to manage a brand. That's it. You kind of learn risk management and, some PR aspects, and it's a really cool kind of like extra thing to get while I do my marketing degree. So I chose Drexel specifically kind of on accident. It was not my first choice. I only applied to 5 schools. I applied to Emerson, Northeastern, Boston University, Columbia College Chicago, and Drexel. And Drexel was my last choice because it was so close to home, and I really had convinced myself I wanted to go to Boston, which I still want to do eventually. It's my favorite city, but I originally committed to Emerson, which is a media art school. It's really known for their theater program, and the marketing program is very small and selective because it's just small. And I had gotten accepted early action, but with no financial aid, which is why I went to Drexel because they tend to definitely be more generous. And also, the business school that I'm in at Drexel, LeBeau, is extremely up and coming, but in the most positive way. Up and coming can tend to have like a stigma to it that it's not established, but it definitely is. It's, the building that was just built is nearly $1 billion. It's state of the art, and I knew that I wanted to be in a place that would had that entrepreneurial spirit that I have, and also just a place that really kind of encouraged competition. And I am on the 5-year 3 co-op program. So Missy is 4 years, and in D&M you only take 1 co-op, I believe. And it's usually it's spring, summer. Depending on your major, they try to give you a specific season if that's better. For the most part, it's up in the air, but mine was. I got fall, winter, and what happens is I'm about to finish my freshman year in June. So your first year is trimesters, and you're there for fall, winter, and spring term, and then summer term you have vacation. And a lot of kids like it's all of our last summer, so that's the last time really that you get to, I guess do those like Cancun and like crazy vacations. But I will be interning this summer and moving to the city permanently. And then I will start the interviewing process for my co-op in in a couple weeks, actually, towards the end of winter term. And a co-op is basically just a really great internship. You're there for 6 months instead of 6 weeks. It's often more times than not paid, and you're getting really great hands-on professional experience. Whereas as an intern, they can really just make you get coffee and called an internship. Whereas co-op, at least in a contract that they have with Drexel, you have to be doing work that pertains to your major. Not necessarily your major, but you can't be getting coffee. So I will begin that process in a couple weeks, and then I'll be interviewing over the summer. And you can imagine that much is the same, but reverse for spring, summer. So Missy will start looking for her co-ops in the winter. I'm very excited for this. I already have a few companies that I want to look at. As far as industry is concerned, I will be applying to Urban, possibly Uniqlo, some other kind of really, up and coming fashion brands, because I really enjoy startups and I like kind of working in a space where it's very different day to day. But I will be going with some more safer places, and there's a PR agency that I'm applying to. So I think for your first co-op, if you are planning to go to Drexel, it's a really good idea to do really anything and figure out that is either what you want to do or what you don't want to do. And that is pretty much it. My experience so far at Drexel has been a positive one. Of course, if you have any questions about applying or just what to take in general, absolutely write in our Ask box, and we'll definitely get back to you, because Missy, transferred from University of Pittsburgh. I am a freshman and kind of experiencing it all fresh for the first time, so we definitely have some really great perspectives, and in being in such different programs, it's definitely, we've definitely been able to compare our experiences a lot. So please let us know, and I hope that this was helpful. Thanks.